just made a successful personal injury claim after having to go to court.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to ask you about your experience. How did the accident happen, first of all? What led to you making a claim?
I actually fell in the road in an exceptionally large pothole. The result of that meant that the position that I held, that I'd been wanting to have for quite a lot of years, I was dismissed from, because I couldn't actually go to work. I couldn't do the job that I was employed to do. And I was quite devastated, to be honest. So obviously I had a ring round, and I got in touch with Prince Evans Solicitors just to see initially where I stood. And I wanted somebody to kind of stand my corner, really.
Do you think your selection and choice of solicitor made a difference to the outcome of your case?
I think the choice of my solicitors was the winning factor. You guys were exceptionally thorough, and you kind of didn't let go of the bit between your teeth. You backed me up. You fought my corner. You really did fight my corner. And as worried as I was, because I've not been in a court situation before, and as worried as I was at the time of going to court, you guys kept me kind of grounded and focused and in a direction. I didn't come away feeling worried on a night, really. I knew you guys had it in hand.
Now, some people may perceive pursuing a compensation claim as some sort of formality, that you have an accident and whoever's responsible simply writes a check. Is that perception accurate?
Yeah, I think that people think that you have a compensation claim, it goes to a solicitor's, everything's fine and dandy, and it's easily won. And it's most definitely not the case. You guys really did have to pull something out of the bag with obviously both your expertise within the law, and you really had to dig deep, because especially when you fight against the council, etc., and people that won't give up, I would say, kind of easily, you really did have to fight about it. And it's most definitely not the case, this case, but it helps massively when you've got a team of solicitors behind you, such as yourselves. Absolutely. Yeah. That if I hadn't have had you guys behind me, I probably would have just said, do you know what? No, I've had enough now. But it never got to that.
Now, I also wanted to ask you about the selection of the medical and other legal experts involved in your case. So in any personal injury claim, we will involve medical experts who will give medical opinion, and also we instruct a barrister to present the case to the court. And would you have any views on our selection of the other experts in your case? Were you happy with what we advised you to do in that regard?
Every step along the way, you guys kind of held my hand. And the experts that you brought on board were exactly what they said on the tin. They were experts. And listening to them in court and actually dealing with them quite a lot, because like I say, you guys were so thorough, and dealing with these the experts that you brought on board, which were kind of like building, I felt as though building my barrier against what the people I were fighting against were trying to build up, because it's really hard to read statements from the other side that are basically untrue, and they're really trying to make you drop the case as much as you can. But because the quality of the experts that you guys brought on board, I was never under any doubt, really. And as far as my barrister goes, I cannot recommend or pat this chap on the back any harder than I possibly do. He was phenomenal. He knew exactly what he was talking about. Something to watch, something to see. It was quite jaw-dropping. And I actually felt really proud when I came out. Because win or lose at that point, we didn't know what was going to happen. I knew at that point that I had the best representation that I could have had.
Someone else was in the same situation as you and found themselves unfortunately injured, would you recommend Prince Evans to them?
I would recommend you guys within a breath. And I would actually take the time out to speak with them about my case, and I would take the time out to tell them how you and Ed work. I would go through it with them. I wouldn't just say, oh, I recommend these guys and there's the number, off you go. I would quite very happily say to them, I really recommend these guys because this is what they do, this is how they work, and you will not be in better hands.
Okay, I'm grateful. Well,
All
thank
right.
you. Well,